Hey guys. Hey Barb. Can you let me know if you can hear and see me okay, Barb? Hey Mary. Did you get your package yet, Mary? We mailed them out Monday, I believe. So if you didn't get it, you will be getting it. There's a little bit of a delay, guys. Mary. Oh. Did you get your package yet, Mary? Let me turn my mic off. I thought I had it off. Yeah, you should be getting it, Mary. We mailed them out on Monday. I'm pretty sure it was Monday. Okay, thanks, Barb, for letting me know. I'm just going to wait. There's just a few of you guys right now. So let's just give it just a minute. We'll just chit chat. I just found out I go back to work on Monday. There was a little bit, they sent out an email yesterday that said, hey Aaron, that said we were going to go back, and it was just going to be like hit and miss who went back and what departments. It's a huge company. And so my supervisor just called me a little bit ago, which I kind of figured I would, because on my shift, I'm the only full-time person that does the job that I do. There's another girl that works with me, but she's not coming back Monday, so I'm sad about that because we work really well together. Hey, Mary. Okay, let me see what this is about because it's Facebook. I'm just going to pull it up here too, just in case. Let me turn my volume down because I bet there is such a delay. Like, it just is 3 minutes late for telling me, hey, Janet. Hey, Susan. Hey, Mary. Okay, guys, I think we can start. So I put out that vote yesterday, and you guys, this is so funny. I showed my husband all 3 cards that I had made. I don't know why, Mary, you're not getting notifications. Just, did you make sure that you've signed up for them? Because I'm not sure, and I don't know. Thought I muted this, but maybe I didn't. Okay, I will have to check into that. Janet and Barb and Aaron, anybody else that's on here, did you guys get notification? Because I will have to check and see why maybe some people are not getting notifications, because I think, and I can't even remember now where you go, I think you guys have to select that you want to receive notifications when I'm going to go live. So if you've done that, I'm not sure why, but that is really weird. I'll have to check into that. Facebook changes their stuff so much, it's hard to keep it straight. Hey, Jessica. Janet says she gets them about 3 to 4 minutes later. Yeah, and see, when I hit to go live on my computer, it says 1, but then I have to stand here and wait until like 3 after before it actually goes live. So I'm not sure. And Julie said she got, maybe I'm going to have to change the time. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes late. And Bobby says she just got hers now. And Diana just said okay, I'm going to have to figure that out, why there's like such a 3 to 4 minute delay, because I know I hit go live right at 1 o'clock and I'm on my page in the background, my Facebook page, and it takes it 3 minutes before it actually goes. So I've actually sometimes not gone live, hit the go live until like 2 to 3 minutes in. Okay. So Mary, you say when you post you're doing a video, it says notify me. But see, I scheduled this on Sunday. And so I think you guys should have gotten the notification, because I always see it and it says, you know, Bobby Crouch, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, plans to go live on such and such date and time. Okay, Julie says I'm not the only one. Well, that makes me feel good. Okay, but anyway, getting back to those cards, I posted those. I don't usually show you guys what I'm going to do on my Facebook Live because I like it to be a little bit of a surprise. And I showed my husband the 3 cards, and my favorite one was the pink one. His favorite one was the purple one, and everybody liked the black and white one. The one that me or him, either one, chose as our favorite one. So I thought that was so funny. Okay, I don't know, guys. We'll have to check into it and see why there's such a delay on that. I don't have a lot to talk about today, so we'll go over just a few things, but like I said, it's not a lot. I'm super excited, you guys, because at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I get to see the new catalog, and I cannot wait. Mary, you're on here. I know that you're probably super excited about that too. There's a lot of good things. There's things that I know that's coming that I can't share yet. There's kind of like a gag order. You guys are going to love the announcements that I'm going to be able to make to you very shortly, because it is just, oh my God, one of them I am just like over the moon excited about. It's something we use every single day, and you're just going to love. You're just going to love it. Hey, Christine. Yep, Christine's getting to see it too. Jessica, I think she's a demonstrator. She's going to get to see it. I am just so excited. So if you guys want to see the catalog today, you can join my team and you can see the catalog today, the new annual catalog. Yeah, everybody's just like so excited about that. Okay, so those of you that are new, if this is your first time joining, my name is Bobby Crouch. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. You can email me, private message me on here if you have any questions, need catalogs, or anything like that. I would love to help you. Mary, I've seen the new machines too, but that's not what I'm talking about. There's even, I don't want to say better, because that new die cutting machine is awesome, but there is some other stuff that has got me over the moon about it. And I'm hoping that maybe after today, when we see it, I can't remember when we're allowed to talk about it, but oh my gosh, I'm just so happy. I'm just trying to, somebody else said something. Okay, yeah, it was Kathy saying that she got the notification. Okay, I'll check into that, guys, after today. I have been working really hard to get ahead on my couple of days that I've off. Or a couple of weeks that I've been off, and I have videos. You can go into YouTube and you can pre-schedule videos, and I have pre-scheduled videos for 2 videos a week all the way up till May 7th. So I'm so excited about that. And I just was upstairs talking to my husband, and I said, so that means the next 4 days that I have off, I have to work really, really hard. I've almost got my May Kit Club projects all done. I'm just waiting. I get a package in the mail tomorrow from Amazon for some little snacky things that I ordered to put in one of the treat holders that I want to make. And so I know I'm not going to get them done before then, because I have to wait to get those so I can measure out to make the little box for it. But I made something that I'm so excited to share with you guys that. And I'll probably do a video. Tomorrow's Thursday. If I get everything done Thursday, I'll do the video tomorrow to share with you guys the project. So that way, you know, in case you want to become a Kit Club member, or if you want to do my Honeybee online class that I'm going to be having come up. Okay, let's get started. So the winner for last week for the prize patrol was Britt Elaine Williams, and she won. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yes, she won. Not that. She won the Make and Take packet and the Wildly Happy. And I haven't seen her name pop up here, but if she's on here, or if you guys know her, let her know that she won. I always try to remember to go back and tag the person that won, and I always forget to do that, but I don't want them to lose out. And so I'll show you guys really quick while I have the camera pointed there. Today at the end of the broadcast, you do have to be here and present when I announce the winner. It's going to be a Make and Take packet, and this was one that I did for my free Make and Take packets. And I can't remember what month, February or March maybe, and I'll write that day on there so that way you guys know it's going to be a YouTube video, and I'll write that information on there too. And then I'm also giving away a Grapefruit Grove ink pad. So that will be at the end of today's live. And then next week's prize will be if you leave a comment or share the video, even if it's the replay. If it's the live, you're going to see the little red button in the top that says live, and if it's the replay, that won't be there. But even after the live for this one, you can share the video and leave a comment. I'll pick the winner next Tuesday at midnight, and then I announce it next Wednesday on the 29th. I'll announce the winner. So it's going to be Will Walrus Be Friends? And then another prize patrol. And this one again was one of my, oh, I dropped the stamp case. Was one of my free Make and Takes. So that will be next week's prize patrol. Okay. So let's get back into the business stuff so we can get busy making cards. Okay, so this is my April hostess code. If you shop with me online and you use this hostess code, I will send you my make and take packets for April. I should have just left it over there, but I keep hitting the wrong one, you guys. It's the tab that's right above the other one. Okay, so this is my make and take packets for April. So it's all three of these. If you spend $25 in my online store, you earn one. If you spend $35, you earn two. And if you spend $50, I send you all three. And Barb, I just got your notification, so I will get yours in the mail hopefully tomorrow morning. My husband's off this week too. So hopefully he's my mailman. So this is how I package them up and send them. So I put everything that you need. And then I even started doing the little notes on the back, the little label, so that way, you know, I know a lot of people order from more than one demonstrator, and that will keep it handy in case you leave it lay around in your craft room and forget who you got it from. And then also, if you shop with me, if you download my Bobby Bucks, this is a rewards program for my customers. You track your orders and fill them here. They have to be $50 before tax and shipping and handling. And then down here, you get to choose $40 worth of Stampin' Up! Products that you've earned. And then I place the order for that and have them sent directly to you. I'll put the hostess code back up there really quick so you guys can see it if you want to write it down. And I do send those even if you don't use that hostess code. Just I go in at the end of the month, I make sure that I've sent one to everybody that has placed that. But it does help me if you use that order, so that way I can kind of track it quicker and it's just a little bit faster. Okay, and so my monthly kit club, this is an ongoing club, so you can join at any time. You do have to join the 15th of every month to get that month's kit projects. So April is already done. So if you would join now, you would get, if you join today or between the 15th of May, you would get April's kit projects. And so here's a little bit about it. It is $35 a month and it's a reoccurring payment. And like I just said, you have to join by the 15th of every month to get that month's projects. You can join or cancel at any time. And every month you receive a make and take packet that you will use to create the month's cards. You don't have to purchase the stamp set, but if you do receive a 17% discount. And your kit will also have $20 worth of Stampin' Up! Product for you to use on your projects. We'll make 8 cards with envelopes, 2 of each of 4 different designs, and you'll be added to a private Facebook group page where members only are allowed access. And then that's where I post the exclusive videos and PDFs. Those are already posted for April's. I posted them last weekend. I'm still waiting from Stampin' Up! To get that shipment, though, so I can get everybody's packets, the cardstock put back in them, and then ship them out. So I should be able to do that the same day. I should get that any day to be able to send those out. Barb, it's okay. I know that you're order qualified, so it's not a big deal. Like I said, if you don't, it just helps me out if you do. After you have been a member for 6 months, you'll receive a product bonus of $25. And that's product that you get to choose and tell me what you want. And again, I order it and have it sent directly to you. So if you'd stay a member for a whole year, you're going to receive $50. And this does have to be consecutive. So if you sign up and drop and sign up and drop, it goes from sign up date to drop date. So, and then if you're on my team, you automatically get added to this page for free. I don't send my team members the make and take packets. I do, you do get access though to that page, and you get the videos and the PDFs on that page as well. Okay, I think that's it, guys. So let me see. Do I have any questions I need to read? Hey, Sharon. Hey, Cindy. Oh, thank you, Diane. I don't know why my phone just went off like I was trying to talk to Suri. That was kind of weird. Okay, let's jump over here then, and I will show you today's projects. I do want to talk just a minute. So this is the card I'm going to show you today, how I made. And I really thought this would make a beautiful wedding invitation or something like that. Like, it's just so fancy. I think the black and white just reminds me of like black and white tie, you know, a tie affair or something like that. This was my favorite, and I used the same technique to make this one that I'm going to do to make the black and white. So you'll see this is just one of our stencils, and that's what this background is one of our stencils. I took the paste and I mixed it with just a little bit of Rococo Rose ink to tint it, and then with the white one up here, I just did the Versamark and then white embossing powder is what I used for that one. So I did want to kind of talk, and I will do a video on that card, and then I'll also do a video on this card. This is a technique. Yeah, Jessica Pink was my favorite one too. This is a technique I had never seen before, and this is the wax paper technique. And you take wax paper and put it between two sheets of cards and you iron it, and then, well, you have to run the wax paper through an embossing folder first. And then you run the iron over it, and the wax transfers between the two pieces of cardstock, and then that's how you get that design. But I did want to show you guys really quickly. These are a ton that I practiced with yesterday. These two turned out to be my favorite. I think this one was Melon Mambo, and this one was the Highland Heather. These two, I did not crinkle the wax paper before I ran it through the embossing folder. This was just straight putting it in the embossing folder and running it through. The rest of them I did crinkle, and I think this one was Balmy Blue. But I think when you crinkle it, and I think you guys can see, you lose a little bit of the image. And then this one there, I ran off just a little bit of the paper. But see, like right in here, I think I felt like I lost the image. So that's why I quit crinkling it. And here you can kind of see this one is Early Espresso with the tin tile. And then that one is the Melon Mambo again. I feel like the darker colors too showed a little bit better. This is the Vine, I can't think of the name of it, but it's the Vine embossing folder with soft seafoam. And I didn't like it because you could see that you're losing in the crinkles. And I crinkled mine a lot. So I'm still going to play with it and not crinkle it so much. And this one, I can't even remember the embossing folder because look, you can just see the crinkled background. And then the same with this one. This was Pineapple Punch, and you just kind of, I think it just kind of got lost. And this is Balmy Blue, and this one was with the Floral Flowers, I think is the name of the embossing folder. And you can kind of see. And then this one, I just took the wax paper and ripped it and laid it. I just wanted to see what it would look like. So that was just something I was trying on my own. And then again, you can see the embossing folder, but you kind of lose a little bit. So that's just something fun. I've never ironed my cardstock before I used it. But today, oh, and I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of my card that I posted the other day? I absolutely love this one. I think this card goes along with the Paris one that I did that I just absolutely love that one. These are turning out to be two of my favorite cards. And I did take the my bone folder on the petals and kind of bent them a little bit, and that really, really popped that up. And it really looked like a poinsettia. And this is from the Timeless Tropical bundle, that flower. So if that sticks around in the catalog, this will make a great poinsettia come Christmas, you guys. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so today I'm going to use the To a Wild Rose stamp set and the framelits. This is a beautiful stamp set. There's 13 stamps and 8 dies that go with that. So I'm going to need Versamark ink. I've got my stamps already mounted. We're going to use some of the embossing paste. I've got my Emboss Buddy, but I guarantee you I'll forget to use it because I do every single time. White embossing powder, Shimmer Black embossing powder. And if you guys are wondering, I get my little containers at the Dollar Tree, and the little spoons that I have inside there, I get them at the Dollar Tree as well. And you get a whole pack of these, and they are just perfect for this. But you get a whole pack of them. I forget how many comes in a pack, but you get a lot of them. My card base, I got 2 just in case I mess up, but I'm going to use Thick Whisper White. And then I have a piece of the black foil sheets that is still available in the catalog. And then this is Whisper White and Basic Black that I'm just going to use to stamp on and then die cut the flowers out. We're going to use some pearls. And then I have my little spatulas that palette knives for the embossing paste. And then in our catalog, there is the basic pattern decorative masks. And this one is called the Pattern Party. The Pattern Party is the one, oh, I don't think that video is posted yet. That was where I worked ahead. So this one has 4, I believe. Yeah, 4. And I put this one, the tree one, because it was kind of getting intertwined and making it hard to put the other ones away. So I just put it on the back. But on this one, you get the dots. And this is the one I used on the pink card. And then this is the one that I'm going to use today. So I'm going to leave that one out. And I'll move this one to the side. And then this one, you also get 4. And then you get this nice medallion. And I'm not sure, I don't think the video posted yet, but I did do a video on this medallion where I sponged ink on it. And then you get like a little diamond shaped, a brick wall, and clouds. And you know what I forgot to do, you guys? Oh, I'm so upset with myself. I brought a bowl down here, an old bowl, so I could put water in it, because it's very important after you're done with your mask that you clean it right away, or that is going to set up and it's going to be really hard to get off your stencil. So hopefully today I won't have too hard of a problem. It would take me too long. I'm downstairs and my water in my bathroom down here takes just a tad bit longer for it to get hot. So I would run in there and try to fill that up, but I don't want you guys to wait. So I'm going to use a piece of grid paper, and this is going to serve a couple of different purposes. For one, it's going to help me line up my card. So this is just, like I said, it's Whisper White cardstock, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then I scored it right down the middle. So what I did was I just lined the bottom. Let me move that up so you guys can see. I lined up the bottom with one of the grid marks, just so I knew my card stock was straight. Okay, now I've got to kind of move it back in so it's a little bit closer to me. So I'm just going to make sure, and if it doesn't look straight, it's probably just because my camera is tilted a little bit. Then I used some what's this called, painter's tape. So I just used a little bit of painter's tape, and then I put my mask right where I wanted it to be. And I don't want it all the way up to the top, because I'm not going to do all the way to the top. And then I just tried to line up the sides with one of the grid marks as well. So like right here, I'm using that grid mark so I can make sure that my pattern was going to be straight. And because it's not, I'm not, you know, the stencil is bigger than my cardstock, I don't have to worry about putting my tape down because it's not actually going on my card. So then I'm going to put one right here at the bottom. And I have to apologize, you guys. These are not my normal glasses, but I'm kind of struggling a little bit to see. I think my eyes have really, really gotten bad over the last year. I didn't go to the eye doctor last year, and I'm thinking I probably should have, because I feel like my eyes have gotten bad just in the last year. So our embossing paste, it's very important that when you're done with this, you put your lid on it right away and tight, because this stuff will dry out. Keep your little plasticky thing that comes on it. That helps keep that sealed. And then you can choose whichever knife, whichever palette knife. I don't know why, but this one just seems to be my favorite that I can work better with. And then you just take, I like to stir it up just a little bit just to make sure we got a good little thing going. And then for the pink card that I made, you guys, all you have to do is scoop out a little bit of this, put it on our little silicone mat, put whatever color, the re-inker color that you want your card to be. So like for this pink one, that's all I did to make this one. And I mixed a little bit of Rococo Rose, stirred it up on that little mat, and then put it on here. But today we're going to go with just white, because I'm going to use that embossing paste. And I didn't put it on, I don't want to say I put it on too thick, but I did kind of, and I'm trying to be careful not to go past this, but it doesn't matter because our little extra piece that we're going to put on there is going to cover it if I do. So I like to make sure that I have a lot before I start, like really making sure I have each individual area filled. So like right down here, I'm just going to go, and then I like to just gently push it down in there. I'm just going to make sure first, and I don't want to put it on my fingers because it does dry quick and it's annoying. But I first try to make sure I have a nice coverage like I'm doing here. So I want to make sure I'm off to the sides. I'm getting the sides. I'm getting the top. And like I said, the top I'm not too worried about because we are going to cover that up with that foil sheet. So I'm going to put that back in there. Then I go back with that palette knife and then I just scrape off the excess. And this dries really quick. The embossing paste dries really, really quick. And you know what? Hold on, guys, because I just remembered I keep a bottle of water down here on my craft cart to fill up like my aqua painters. So hold on just a minute. And so I can use this to fill my bowl. Even though it's not hot, it's going to help me where I don't have to worry so much. At least it's going to be soaking, right? So I'm going to put, well, I can't put my palette knife. Yes, I can't put my palette. I'm trying to think ahead to see what I have to do next. So I'm going to gently remove the painter's tape, trying not to disturb my stencil because I don't want it to shift and mess up. So I'm just going to move all of that painter's tape. And you could do one side and then sneak it out. That's what I did. Let me get this out of the way. So then I'm just going to take and lift that up, and I'll put that in my, it's not all going to fit, but at least it won't be bad. And I can see that is soaking up. I'm going to add a little bit more water. I thought I had enough, but I'm not covering as much of it as I wanted to. And that filled up. You guys can see, can you guys see how cloudy that is, where it's already like soaking some of that off? I'm just going to set that over there. I would recommend if you guys do it, that you do it, get it hot, the water. And you can see I have a little bit up here. I could have took that palette knife and I could easily, you know, take that off with my finger. But like I said, that's really why I came up with this, was because I knew I wanted to cover in case I had any that went over. So I'm just going to pull that up. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to kind of flip it in half because I don't want to get that paste anywhere else on my card. So I'm going to bring in my black shimmer, and I'm just going to cover the whole front of the card with this. So just kind of, and I just kind of did what I did, what I'm doing here. I just kind of let it fall down the front of the card, and then I'll go back in and be more specific. I just want to make sure. And so I'm going to pat that off and take a look at it. And the bottom of it, I did not get, so I'm going to kind of lay that down there until I can speak this. I always make a mess with my embossing. I always flip either the spoon or the container. I'm not very graceful, you guys. I hope you guys can see. I think you can. But I'm just trying to give that a good cover. And then I'm going to shake it off. And then I'm going to flick it kind of harder. Oh, some of it came off. So right here, I'm going to go back over and on this side. Okay, and then down here at the bottom, I kind of folded it so it makes it easier for me to hold. Okay. And you can do it and going like I am now. I'm going in this direction. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm going to get a good, even coverage. Okay. Now I'm going to have to grab a baby wipe. So hold the fort. Because, well, I might be able to use this paper towel. So I'm just going to scoop that. And then I'll just shimmy this back into my holder. after we're done today. So let me just move this out of our way. I am going to take a baby wipe because that helps pick up that loose. I just don't want to. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stamp. Should have got a couple of those. Hold on a minute, guys. Should have got a couple of these out because I knew it was going to be a hot mess today. Okay, so I'm going to take my Versamark and I'm going to ink up the flower. And I'm going to stamp it on black. And then I'm going to ink up the flower again. And I'm going to stamp that one on this white piece of cardstock. Okay, that way. And I'm going to bring in the black shimmer again. Did you guys just see? I told you I am not graceful when it comes to my embossing powders. Hold on a minute. Let me wipe that back up. What did I just... Pick that up. Every time I either flip my spoon in there or the container like I just did. Okay, I'm going to try this again. So I'm going to take the flower and I'm going to put the black all over the flower. Okay, put this one away. Very careful. I've done this before where I've been putting that lid on like that and flipped it and the embossing powder went everywhere. So this one is the white embossing powder. And I'm just going to put that on the white. Just make sure you have it covered and you flip the back. Then let's grab the heat tool. This is going to be a little bit loud, so I'm sorry. But we have to heat set this. I'm going to try to not get into my... And then I'll hold that up there where you guys can see it when it starts melting. My heat tool hasn't been turned on, so it's going to heat up. Once it gets warm, though, it'll heat everything else. It'll melt everything really good. Quicker, it won't take as long. And I like to move it. I don't like to hold it in just one spot, so I'll just kind of wait in one area. And I know a lot of people wonder that are new to crafting if you can use a blow dryer. It's not the same thing. You do have to have a specific tool, a heat tool like this for embossing. And you can kind of see when it starts to melt it because you'll see you start to get that shine. Okay, that one's pretty much done. Now we'll do the white. And you'll really be able to tell on the white when it starts to melt. Keep your fingers back too because this heat tool gets really hot. Okay, and then we'll move on to our card, the card front. I'm going to put that because I've seen a lot of excess on there. And so you can kind of see it starting to melt there. And it just gives it such a nice shine. And not every area is going to pick it up. Like right over here. And then like there's a little bit right there, but that's what makes it unique. You can also, you can do it the way I did it. You can put the paste on there and the powder and then come back later to heat dry it. Use your heat tool if you want to let it air dry, but I just chose to do it this way. So I'm just moving it around until I see like the shiny, like it's dried. And it's not going to be like super shiny. It's not like if you would use the clear embossing powder. It's not that kind of a shine, but it is a little bit of a shine. And I'm not trying to ignore you guys, but when I read the comments when I'm trying to do this, it makes me lose my train of thought. But I do go back and read and see if anybody had questions about the technique or where I got anything, and then I go back and try to answer those. Okay. I think that's good, guys. Let me set this over here. Okay, now I'm not doing anything. I'll look up and see. Do I have any questions? Okay. Peggy says it's not letting her comment. I don't know why, Peggy. I see your hi, Bobby comment. I'm not sure. Try again if you have a question. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Can you guys see that little bit of a shine? Okay, and so then this is where this piece right here, and I cut it evidently short. So let's see. Let me grab my trimmer. I have the extra paper out. Let's see. Should be. Nope, I cut it at 4. Hold on, guys. Let me grab another sheet. So here is the foil sheets. So that's how they come. I cut it at 4 instead of 4 1/4. So hold on. So it's 2 inches. It's 2 inches by 4 1/4. Let me see if I cut. Yep. So let's just do this. 4 1/4 by 2 inches. Make sure I get it good and straight. There we go. What would my Facebook Lives be if I didn't make a mistake on something? Or 2. Okay, I'm going to move this because I think our embossing is all done. Those little, the powder residue just drives me nuts when I can feel it on my hands. Okay, so this is one of the dies that come in the stamp set to a wild rose. So that is just going to be cut out on vellum. I'm going to take one of the flowers. And did I not get my die out? Lord, I hope my die's in here. I have been doing so much. Okay, so let's get this lined up. And you just got to keep turning it until you get your placement. And I try to look for if I can find it on here. I'm not sure. Yep, it's that one. I try to look for that little, it seems like that is like more of a V any place else on the card. So that's where I try to line mine up. So just line it up the best you can. And then we'll put our plate on here. Run that through. So then we'll have our little label that will stamp on the sentiment. Get that out of the way and grab this one. And let's see. And that one goes right like that. Same thing. Okay, and before my heat tool cools down too much, now that I just remembered that I have to emboss that, I'm going to bring this back in. And I'm going to use, let me make sure I have it flipped over on the right side that I want to use, this side. So I'm going to use my Emboss Buddy. I'm going to turn that as straight as I can get it turned. And then I'm going to ink up the Blessed in my Versamark. And then I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Pull that off. And you do want to be careful on vellum, you guys, because you can melt it. And you don't want the paper to melt. So we'll just pick that up. Smaller pieces of paper like this are so much easier to pour your powder over. Okay. Got it on my thumb. Now while the heat tool's still hot, I can barely reach it over here. We'll emboss this piece. Okay. See, that didn't take long at all because the heat tool was already hot. Now we can get rid of the papers. Let's forget that. So then I'm going to wipe that off. It's got a little bit of powder on it. I'm going to take Tombow and put on the back. Now I'll show you on this card, and I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to try to hold it up there, but I scooted it down because you're just so used to leaving that little bit of a border around your cards. On this one, I'm going to try to get it as close to that as I can because I didn't like that when you could see that. So I'm just going to lay that piece here, and I'm going to line it up right with the top of the card because I don't want a border. And that's why I'm using Tombow, because it gives you that little couple of seconds to move it. Okay, I'm just trying to, Kathy says, I have the mask but not the paste, so wonder if I get a similar design with Versamark or ink and black embossing powder. I would think that you would. It's just not going to be raised is what I would think, Kathy, that if you used the Versamark and just, if you would stamp that on top of the stencil and then heat set that with whatever powder you used, it's just not going to be raised. So yes, give it a try. And if you do make that, you guys are more than welcome to post your pictures on my Facebook page. I love to see what you guys come up with. So let's flip our two flowers over. And I do want to tell you guys to be careful with that because I had a little bit of mine come off. I have to grab a new pack of dimensionals. Hold on. No matter how prepared I try to be the night before, the day of, I'm finding out I'm not so much prepared. Made sure I had a full Tombow in my cart that sits right next to me in case, because I knew my Tombow was getting low, but I didn't even think to check my dimensionals. Okay, so I'm just going to put dimensionals on the back. Now, for the vellum piece, you got to be careful because you can see your glue dots. So I was very strategic on where I put my glue dots. So I knew I wanted to put a few pearls here and then either another pearl here or one right here. And I don't know if you guys can see that tiniest little speck of black powder. I don't know, the camera's not focusing, but there's a tiny speck right there. So I'm going to put a pearl right there, and that's going to hide my little mistake that I made, if you want to call it that. So I'm just going to place a mini glue dot there, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to kind of where I want to put that pearl, I'm going to pick up another glue dot, and then the same thing right about here. I'm going to pick up another glue dot, and then I'm just going to put that down, and those glue dots are just going to hold that right in place, okay? So then when I grab my pearls, and I'm going to use the larger ones because I don't want people to be able to see that, and the larger ones are going to cover it better. I'm trying to find my piercing tool, and I may not have it. I think I changed out the ends on my tool. We'll see. Let's see. Flip it around. I think I like this end better. So I'm just going to pick one of the bigger ones up. Now I wish I had the spatula end. And it'll cover right on top of that. You're going to see a little bit of it, but I think it kind of looks like just like a little bit of shading. I'll show you here in a minute a really close up of it. So I'm just going to place the pearls right over top of the glue dot to help hide that. And then just kind of scoot it wherever you need it to hide it. Then we'll pop the back off our dimensionals. And I'm trying to lightly touch the front just because, you know, if your fingernail would hit it or something like that, you could lose some of your embossed area. And then let's put this one right about there. There you guys go. Now I did want to share with you, I didn't change it today, but I did want to show you something. I thought about changing it today, and I'll show you. I thought about using the ornate thanks, and I was going to stamp the thanks on a strip of the Whisper White. Then I was going to stamp the sentiment that says from the bottom of my heart on another piece of Whisper White, but this would be a little bit thinner. And then I was going to take one of the black foil sheets, and then I was going to take the scalloped heart and the regular heart, and I was going to die cut a Whisper White scalloped and the black. And I wasn't going to put this piece on, but I was going to banner this, like have the thanks here, have this here, have this one coming out. And this one I was going to, manipulate it to be a little bit higher than these two and put it up here, and then have the hearts, I would cut these down. Of course, they're not going to be near that long. And then have the hearts like 1 or 2 without the black piece here. So you would still have your hearts and your sentiment to cover up any of the embossing paste that you might have accidentally got at the top like I would have. But I decided not to change it up. So Diane said that would be pretty for Mother's Day. Okay, guys, here it is. So there is my original, and you can see where I accidentally left that little bit of a border. And here is the one that we just did today. I like this one better. So do you guys have any questions, comments before we pick today's winner? We are getting almost like spot on with these. Let me get some stuff out of my way so I can get back over here. Let me move my heat so I'll make sure it's cooled down before I set it anywhere where it's going to catch my craft room on fire. Okay. Thanks, guys, for the hearts. You guys are so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot even begin to tell you guys how excited I am to see that catalog in just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to stay right here, you guys. Don't go anywhere because I have to go over and I have to copy and paste. I'm going to leave you guys, though. I want to leave you here. So let me copy and paste. Just bear with me. I'm setting it up so I can draw today's winner, okay? So hold on while I get that all set up. Okay, now I'm telling it to search, and we have 33 comments. And now I'm going to bring you guys back with me. Hopefully this isn't a bad situation like it was last week where looks like I opened 1,001 windows. Okay, now I'm going to say start, and you guys have to be present to win. And last week we had an incident where I had to pick 2. Hey, Diana, I think you're on here. But I was going to say we can't wait too long for you to say, yes, I'm here. So let me know, Diana, if you're on here. Thank you very much, Terry. Penny, you can't miss me. Hey, I messaged you. Check your message, Penny. I emailed you and I private messaged you today on Facebook. Okay, let's see. Yes, she's here. Okay, Diane, congratulations. Okay, thanks, guys, for joining me today. And if you don't have any questions, we'll end it so you can go on with your day and I can go upstairs and wait to get my hands on that new PDF. Okay, thanks, Penny. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to try to scroll back up and see if anybody has any comments. You know what, you guys, you're saying the card is gorgeous. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I do, okay, Susan wants to know, was the paste dry before you heat embossed the powder? It was a little bit dry, and I think that's why it didn't. I probably should have put the powder on it and immediately, but I didn't. I stamped the other things trying to be a little bit more on the, where I just would have to turn the heat tool on once. But if you guys are in your craft room and you're not doing a Facebook Live, I would suggest you put the paste on, put the powder on, and immediately heat set that. Then go back, stamp your flowers, and then heat set that. I think you'd get a better shine. Let's look at mine again, and I'll show you guys. That's not what I want. I keep hitting the wrong one. So this was the one that I did immediately. I put the paste on it, and then I went and heat set it, like right away, immediately. And this is the one where I let it dry a little bit today, which I guess I kind of think that it really looks the same. This one is just slightly in person, not as shiny as this one. But if I was going to do it, I would heat set it. If you like the shine, I would heat set it right away as soon as you get done with your powder and your paste on there. Diana said, it's been so long since I used my paste. You know what got me started was this card right here. I wanted to do that. This right here is I can't point because it's all backward. This right here, the brown, that is one of those stencils that I used with ink. I wanted to put that on there with my paste, and I didn't have any paste. So that's why I ended up getting paste. I have been doing a lot of Googling on, you're welcome, Susan. I've been doing a lot of Googling and looking at different cards, Pinterest and YouTube and techniques and things like that with these last 2 weeks that I've had off. I have so many ideas and things I want to share with you guys. So I think every week upcoming the Facebook Lives you guys are going to find interesting and new techniques maybe. Maybe you've seen them. This wax paper one, I've been a demonstrator for 5 years, and this is the first time I've ever come across the wax paper technique for card making. So I think that we all can learn something, and maybe you guys have already seen it, but I'll share with you guys what I'm learning. Yes, Kathy, I did, but my paste, you really, really need to make sure that you keep that little plastic thing that comes with it. Keep that. Don't throw that away. And then when you put your lid on there, you really want to make sure you have a tight seal, because it will dry out if you don't keep it super tight. But mine I'd had it for years without opening it and using it, because like you, I forgot about it, and when I went to open it, it was hard as a rock on the inside. So I immediately ordered, and I think I'm going to be using it a lot, that this can or jar is not going to have the chance to dry out. And then I didn't even have the stencils that I used on this card today. I had the first ones that I showed you, so I had to go and order these stencils. So there's so many things you see in the catalog and you think, like, I've had that catalog now for a year and I just noticed those new stencils in it. And I go over it with a fine-tooth comb at the beginning when we first get them and get our hands on them. But I think there's just so much you always miss something. Okay, guys, if there's no more questions, I'm going to go. I'm super excited about getting to see that catalog today. And make sure that you join me next Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll have the, don't forget to comment and share to be entered in the prize patrol for the stamp set and the make and take for this week, even if it's the recording and not the live. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next week.